Rade. Imagine an elderly mother, bedridden for weeks with a severe fracture in her leg. Despite consulting specialist after specialist, she isn't recovering. The physical pain is compounded by severe emotional stress, leaving her crying constantly while her overall condition actively deteriorates. We often assume that loading up a patient with heavy painkillers and blood pressure medication will force an injury to heal itself through sheer chemical volume. But when a trained pharmacist reviews her exact prescription, a different reality emerges. The high dosage of painkillers doesn't actually repair the fracture. Instead, those chemical compounds bypass the bone entirely and accumulate in the liver, gradually damaging the liver cells. Pharmacology demands mathematical precision. Treating a pill as a universal remedy ignores the specific chemical interactions necessary for recovery. Administering the wrong combination of medicine fails to heal the original injury while actively triggering entirely new biological crises elsewhere in the body. The science of pharmacology is built on two Greek roots, pharmakon, meaning drug, and logi, meaning study. This specific branch of medical science exists to track exactly how a chemical compound acts upon living organisms, right down to individual tissues and working organs. Every single medication has a unique chemical fingerprint, much like human DNA. No two pills will react inside a patient's body in exactly the same way. This is why medical professionals rely on indications. An indication is the highly specific biological condition that a drug is mathematically designed to treat. They also look at contraindications, which are the specific circumstances where that exact same helpful chemical becomes toxic and harmful to the patient. Mapping out a drug's unique chemical fingerprint prevents us from applying a harsh, incorrect tool to an already damaged biological system. We can understand this specificity by looking at something as routine as making a cup of tea. You need a precise balance of water, tea leaves, milk, and sugar to get the intended result. If the person drinking it is diabetic, you might swap out the sugar for gur or jaggery, but you would never attempt to substitute that sugar with salt. Pharmacology operates on the same logic. A drug must perfectly match the body's specific biological recipe to remain effective while minimizing toxicity. Look at this model to understand a critical rule. Drugs do not create new metabolism or novel functions inside the body. Rather than inventing new processes, the vast majority of medicines merely supply the exact chemical compounds the body needs to perform its natural functions. A pill functions as a delivery truck, transporting the essential chemical supplies to the body's own cellular workforce. Returning to the case of the unhealed leg fracture, we have to ask a practical question. If high-dose painkillers can't knit a bone back together, what actually will? Think of how a thick winter blanket works. The fabric itself doesn't generate heat. It simply traps your body's natural warmth in an envelope, preventing the freezing air outside from getting in. The correct medical treatment acts exactly like that blanket. It serves as a protective shield, providing the immune and repair systems the required time and safety to fuse the fracture on their own. To power that natural internal repair engine, a patient needs a specific checklist of inputs, starting with rigorous, proper nutrition and the correct, carefully targeted medicine. But the biological engine also requires external environmental support. That includes strict hygiene, sanitized cooking utensils, clean everyday clothes, and daily exposure to natural sunlight. Medicine provides the precise scientific intervention to stop a crisis, but a clean environment, dense nutrition, and a healthy lifestyle serve as the true biological doctors that bring a patient over the finish line to complete recovery.